Hello, I've got a question for you. Are you still struggling to compete with your customers and a whole lot of other people online where you feel like you're being drowned out in a sea of noise? If so, you're not alone. Now, in one of my earliest videos, I talked about one of the biggest issues with online marketing today, and that is that anybody can be an expert. Anybody can put up a website, Facebook page, and some social media accounts and claim themselves to be an expert, because really all you've got to do is put up content and say what you like, and someone has to validate whether what you're saying is true or not. And over the last few years, we've seen this grow more and more, where someone or a person can do something once and then call themselves an expert, when you've got other businesses who've been doing it for years and years and years, may not have the same beautiful social media presence and website, and yet they're losing out to this so-called expert who's just landed on the scene. Now, I've seen this in a number of different industries, and what's happened is we've gotten to a place now where consumers are used to seeing reviews, consumers are used to seeing videos. They want to have proof, because I think we've been burnt. And certainly in my industry, in digital marketing, so many businesses have been burnt by digital marketers. Anybody can say that, oh yes, I'm a Facebook ads expert. They've run one or two and they can basically call themselves an expert. So I come across this all the time in my industry, that people are very wary and mistrusting of digital marketing so-called experts. And how do you then rise above the noise and be seen? So that's where we need to ensure that we are, I guess there's a couple of things. Firstly, we have our online presence, and all the platforms are A1. They're spick and span, they're current, they're kept up to date, they're relevant for your target market. Two, that you're keeping up to date with trends as well and what's expected. And what I mean by that also is the use of video, the use of using video for testimonials, and creating new ways to engage with your prospects before they become a customer. The other thing to think about is going back to your brand. Do you have the brand that you should have with your company, your business? Is it presented in the right way? Because someone can go and make themselves look beautiful online and present themselves as being this wonderful expert, whereas you might have a tired look if you've been around for a number of years. When was the last time you looked at that? Is your website needing the update and the refresh? Is more of your process needing updating or refreshing? Because we can, as our business evolves, and we've been doing it for a number of years, we can get stale, we can get stagnant. And it is so important to stay current and fresh and relevant, because consumers these days easily switch to another supplier or another. There's not a lot of loyalty unless you have built that amazing customer experience and really good relationships with your customers. And people are very willing to just jump ship. Okay, it happens in every industry. So it is really important that you look at that and reflect. Maybe your business does some annual meetings where you look at your strategies and look at what needs to be improved. Well, hopefully you do. This is something you need to look at. So if you are struggling in that sea of noise with all your noisy competitors, you've got to step back and go, have we actually articulated what our ideal clients want? Are we giving them what they want? Is this experience the right one? What do our reviews say? What are our existing and past customers saying? And if you don't have enough of that information clear and presented online, guess what? You are going to lose out to your customers. So it is really important to be real, be honest, look at the situation and take action, because in this day and age, everybody goes to a website or a Facebook page to validate who you are and see if you meet their initial perspective and perception of their problem and that you solve that problem. And if you haven't got that nailed, then you are going to lose out. So you can't just stay expecting that your business will grow the same way you did business 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. It is very noisy out there, and it's so important then, makes it more important to have your branding done, to have your customer experience really finely tuned and articulated, and that you are building an amazing relationship with each of your customers. Okay, there you go. Look forward to your questions and comments, and I'll see you on the next video.